students, today we are going to start with the chapter that is force, that is laws of motion. We have already done laws of motions in class 9 and you must be having an idea about what exactly it is force all about. Now when you do with class 11 physics and when you have to do with force, basically becomes important the direction of the different types of forces that we is accountable. You all know broadly you categorize force into two parts, contact as well as non-contact force. So in this category we will be just seeing a different type of forces and how this different type of forces acts. For example, if we just take for the first category, let us take for example we are talking about the frictional force. When we take the frictional force, what exactly is important for us to know? You all know that frictional force is a force which opposes the motion of the body. Now in this case what becomes very important for you to understand, so if you write frictional force, if you take frictional force, then let us assume a body is lying on this table and let's assume that the body is moving into this direction. This is the direction of motion. Okay. So in this case, a frictional force comes into existence between this. It is a tangential force which comes into existence and it acts in the opposite direction to the motion of the body. If the body is moving this direction, frictional force will act in the opposite direction. So this is the direction of the frictional force. So what becomes very important for you to understand, how will you show the direction of the frictional force? The direction becomes very important, and when you have the numerical problem or the conceptual problems, the basic problems with the students lie there only because they cannot understand the directions. Second one, this is one type we did with the frictional force. With the frictional force. Second, when we talk about the normal reaction. Normal reaction is generally very important thing that you will be coming across. Normal reaction, word normal means what? It is perpendicular. So you have got a force which is perpendicular to the surface. So you have to well identify whether the slope, whether there is any slope, whether the body is moving on an inclined plane or the horizontal surface. Based on that particular surface you draw the normal. Suppose if the body is kept over an horizontal table, let us assume the body is kept over here. So here the normal force will act in the upper direction. This will be the direction of the normal reaction. But let us assume if the body is lying over an inclined plane, this is an angle theta, the body is somewhat lying out here, then this is your surface. Based on the surface you draw perpendicular and that becomes the direction of the normal reactions. So you need to be very precise, very careful that what you are taking up. These are the two that generally we take care of. Apart from these, we have got another force what we talk about, the tension in the string. Okay, tension in the string. This is the first frictional, second normal reaction. Let us do with the third category which we call the tension of a string or a rope. So let us assume if the body is, this is the string and this is your body. Okay, so in this case the tension is again a force and this tension force acts away from the body. The basic condition for the tension, it is acting away from the body. So here the weight of the body will lie. So I forgot to mention one word, that is the weight of the body. Weight of the body, it is another type of force and this always acts downward. This always acts downward. So when you do class 11 physics, you have to understand the different types of force. We did with the frictional force, we did with the normal reaction, we did with the tension, we did with the weight of the body. Let us think more of it. We can have one more force, that is what we call the upthrust. And you all know that what is upthrust is, it is mainly meant for the fluid. Upthrust is again a force and it is mainly meant for the fluid. Upthrust. So basically we link it with fluid. What is fluid? Anything that flows. It can be a liquid, it can be a gas. So in this case, if the body is moving down, always the buoyant force or the upthrust acts in the opposite direction to the motion of the body. So if the body is moving down, then the upthrust will be acting upward. So in this case, this is if the body, let us assume this is the case, the body weight is moving downward. So the direction of motion is downward, and we'll have the up thrust acting in the upward direction. And for the up thrust or the buoyant force, we call this as the buoyant force also. We call this as the buoyant force also. This is equals to what? This is equals to, if you remember, this is equals to weight of the displaced liquid. So here we will take into account what are the things that we are going to take care of. Volume of the body, density of the fluid into G. Okay, so that is again a formula for the buoyant force. When we talk about all these forces, we'll be taking one by one. Apart from this, suppose if you take a body and it is connected to a spring. Okay, so we have got an elastic force. We have got an elastic force. Let us take, this is the surface and this is the spring, and the body is connected here. This is the initial position. If you take a body and pull it, so what you find that this is x equals to 0. So the body is extended and it is the new position of the body. So this is the displacement x, and this elastic force F is proportional to displacement. And when you remove the displacement, you put some constant, and this constant K is known as spring constant. We call this as spring constant. Okay, we call this as spring constant. So that is another type of force. So what are the forces? Let us just remember what we have done. Just recapitulate the thing we did with the frictional force opposite to the direction of the motion of the body. We did with the normal reaction perpendicular to the surface. We did with the tension acting away from the body. We did with the elastic force where F is proportional to the displacement. When you remove the proportionality, you're putting a constant K, and that becomes your spring constant. We did with upthrust, and upthrust meant for the fluid. If the body is moving down, upthrust or the buoyant force acts in the upward direction. How will you find out its value? It is volume of the body, density of the liquid, and acceleration due to gravity. So you have to see what you are taking care of. Have so many forces here in the universe. Here around you there are so many forces. You have to identify the force, but two things becomes very important for you to know: the magnitude of the force, means the basic formula that you are going to work with, and the very important thing is the direction, because if you don't know the direction, you cannot solve any of the numerical problems. So this is how you have to take. Now what more things that we have for the laws of motion? We have got the first law: everybody continues in a state of rest or of uniform motion until and unless an external unbalanced force acts on it. So basically I hope you are very much comfortable with this. We have got the inertia, that is the inherent property of the body due to which it resists any change in its state of rest or of motion. Inertia can be categorized into three different conditions. What are the three different? It is inertia of rest, inertia of motion, and inertia of direction. Okay. Then comes the second law. When we have done with the second law, the basic formula that we got was force is equal to mass into acceleration. And what was the statement about it? According to the second law of motion, we have got the force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. Okay, so that is the change in momentum divided by time will give you what? It is directly proportional to force, and ultimately we are coming with the equation force is equal to mass into acceleration. The third law, a universal law, those who do with physics, they also know. Those who don't know physics, they also know it. What is this? For every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So for every action there is equal and opposite reaction, it becomes the basic principle, the philosophy of the life also. So these are the three things. So hope you have got it. Next we are going to do with the free body diagram. We are going to apply the second law of force into those. Thank you for watching.